The Baldo hamster is now in place, chat. It's not even sized correctly. God damn it. Okay, whatever. You're gonna get the Baldo hamster and you're gonna fucking like it, alright? This is your true trick-or-treat spooky hamster. Very, very brief Rekieta update. Rekieta tweets like 100 times a day. It's just what he does. He tweets constantly. Every waking hour, he seems to be on his phone, playing on his phone, tweeting at people and shit. He does it in the shower. He does it while pooping. He does it while he's on stream. He does it when he should be sleeping. He's always up, always on that fucking phone, tweeting all the time. Dozens of times, you know, like an hour. And someone screen capped this, chat, and posted it. And it's kind of like Auld Lang Syne playing in my head. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? That's what's happening right now, chat, because this wasn't even pointed out in the post. I just read the messages myself, and I saw this one at the end right there. He's having a conversation with somebody saying, please stop doing the things they don't like, blah, blah, blah. Number of right-wing people who watched Cuties to make sure to tell people it was pedo shit over 1. Number of dicks and betos who watched Cuties equals 0. What was their defense of it? He says, I asked what their defense was. I still don't know. I'm sure I'll never find out. It's not child pornography, and it's artistic under the meaning given by the Supreme Court on obscenity. The right fruit thing is weird, but I guess I need to see the context. Rekieta has finally, with no more bridge left with me, being left on red, has gone through and finally committed to the shtick. And he is now firmly on Team Juju the Cow, Team Christopher Gozaldi the pedophile. And he's now defending Cuties as an artistic expression, criticizing the sexual exploitation of children by sexually exploiting children, by having crotch shots on 11-year-olds in leotards. They're making a point about Hollywood or some shit. There was a stream, I haven't put a clip for this because I don't want to dig through it and find it, but I remember I was invited onto one of the last streams I did with him is when we were talking about the cutie shit and talking about how the Attorney General of Texas was trying to bring a child pornography case against Netflix for distributing a movie which they believe failed the DOS standard and was not an artistic expression, but was in fact child pornography. I can't remember what happened with that. I think it got dropped or some shit because I think they still have it. If you want to see La Maison Mère on Netflix, you can go pull it up. But he was definitely not taking this stance. He was taking the stance that, yeah, this is probably very likely to be not acceptable, because the main thing about the DOS standard is that, like, completely clothed pictures of girls can be considered child exploitation if the focus is on the genital regions. And based on what I've read from people who did watch it, particularly it was like some kind of feminist, she said it's actually worse than what the trailer led people to believe, that there were extended dance sequences where the camera would just zoom in on their crotches and you could see nothing else except the camel toe of a 12-year-old. And that was the movie. And you can try to dress it up and say that this is about, child exploitation, but that fails the DOS standard. That's very clearly a candidate for being censored legislatively. And it's just like, he doesn't want to watch it, I guess, and he's going to try to act like this is some big own. And it's like, how fucking disappointing. But I don't think that it's possible for him to be any more disappointing now. Like, this is the dick and veto territory, where he's just going to stand up and say, like, yeah, this video about sexually exploiting, little girls, that's art now, and I'm all for it. I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I guess you can't sink any lower, right? Unless you actually start committing crimes and shit. Like, as far as being as retarded as possible within the confines of the law, you've pretty much maxed out your retard stat now, buddy. Such is life. Unregistered firearms at my house for 5 says, in Rekieta's Let Me Help You stream, he kept referring to you as his friend and how he wants to mend your friendship. I'm sure it goes without saying that you and he were never really friends in the Jim Medicare sense. I mean, I like Rekieta more than almost anybody that was like an internet person, But now he's literally just like completely alien to me, like a completely different person.
Look, you guys have to be as pissed off as me. Are you ready? This is the official Netflix trailer for Cuties. That's a fucking child.
Mais qu'est-ce que c'est que ça?
Those are children.
Vous dites quoi, la gare? On va danser au concours. Je danse avec vous.
These are kids.
Quoi?
They're kids.
Oh, mais les gens sont
They're kids. They're 11 years old.
Vous savez où passe l'esprit du mal? Ce sont ces femmes dénudées pour le mariage de ton père. Regarde comment elle te va. Tu es une femme maintenant.
T'étais où là?
They're kids.
En retard. Je suis désolée. Me dis pas. Non, tu l'as volé? Oh la dégueulasse, j'y crois pas.
À quoi tu joues là, ami?
The only person with any sense in this thing is the mom slapping this little girl.
Laisse couler l'eau, ma chérie. Les péchés s'effacent avec.
Vous avez quel âge?
14.
Those are kids. Those are children. Those are children. They're 11 years old. What is it about? What is it about? Let me read the description to you. I'll show you. It's right here. Amy, 11 years old, tries to escape family dysfunction by joining a free-spirited dance clique named Cuties as they build their self-confidence through dance. Replace dance with twerk group because they have changed it. They changed the description. It's not a dance troupe. It's a motherfucking twerk group. Their dances are explicitly sexualized ass shaking. I covered this yesterday on my live stream, and we watched the trailer, and I determined that basically everyone involved should get the gas. Like you said, there could be a daring and brave decision to do something, and it can still be unacceptable. And it can still be exploitative, and it can still put children at risk. And one of the key reasons that child porn is banned is not just the damage done to the children who's a victim of the particular photography. It's the idea that creating the market around the exploited children exposes more children to exploitation, and children are particularly vulnerable and unable to protect themselves. A lot of people shit on Vito for his staunch defense of Cuties also.
We're going to need him up against the wall. Vito can go up against the wall.
Yeah.
I have no chill on Cuties, man.
None. Well, you don't want like 12-year-old girls being encouraged into thottery by a movie?